Thank you, Fred. Absolutely. Today is a day where the President will fulfill his constitutional mandate as mandated in Chapter 9 of the Constitution, specifically Article 132(1) of the Constitution, which mandates the President, who is also the Commander-in-Chief of the Kenya Defence Forces, to address a special sitting of Parliament once every year and may address Parliament at any other time. Now, today is when the Speaker of the National Assembly, Moses Masika Wetangula, communicated to the House earlier that he had received communication from the President that he intends to deliver State of the Nation address of the year 2023. Now, a lot is indeed expected to happen today, 2 weeks after the inauguration of the new Deputy President, Professor Kithure Kindiki. It has also been quite a momentous year for the head of state, even as he implements his programs during this year. During this period is when we also saw that the head of state also made his state visit to the United States. A lot has been said about that, even as he bid Meg Whitman, the former U.S. ambassador to Kenya, goodbye. He did say that one of the greatest achievements was the reinstatement of Kenya as a non-NATO ally. We will be expecting the President to espouse that and much more in his State of the Nation address today at Parliament. We are outside the Parliament buildings where we are expecting a lot to happen. Not much actually is happening right at the moment. Of course, crews from different media houses are setting up. Security, as you would imagine, has been beefed up to the core. And of course, even as we await the arrival of the different leaders of both houses of Parliament, that is the National Assembly and the Senate. Of course, matters national unity will feature in the President's address today, even as he also looks at his agenda. He has espoused his agenda in the bottom-up economic transformation agenda, which has received criticism and praise in equal measure from different quarters, and he strives to ensure and to reassure the country as well as international partners, as well as investors, that the state of the nation is strong. This is a constitutional mandate, and of course on such a day we also expect to see the full color of what is accompanied by such events, such as a quarter guard of the KDF, which he will inspect before moving in to Parliament buildings and later on be able to address the joint houses of Parliament. That should happen at 2 p.m. from 2 p.m. thereabouts during the afternoon session. We will also be able to update our viewers on what to expect. We've got a panel of guests right here on location as well as in studio to be able to further deduce and see what the President addressed last year and be able to compare and make comparisons and perhaps draw some expectations on what is expected to address specifically today. And of course, we will also be waiting to see what how leaders behave. Remember, in that same Kenya Kwanza camp, which is rather the Kenya Kwanza coalition, which is the ruling party, we've seen two different camps. We will be waiting to see whether legislators from both camps attend. We'll also be waiting to hear and see what those from the other parties have to say, even as much as there is so much expectation as the President continues to restructure his government. We did see that he introduced, or rather he onboarded members of the ODM party into his cabinet in various cabinet positions. These are issues that we'll expect to hear the President to further clarify and to further state as to why he did that. Of course, he said that over time, and for him to be able to further even clarify and say what that has espoused so far. We've seen that there are targets even by the Kenya Revenue Authority. Remember, taxes have also been an issue. We did also see this year that the President is going to speak about the introduction of the SHIF, and also that has been affected in the taxes, especially in the salaried Kenyans. We did see that in the pay slips. We've also seen the affordable housing. Along the way, we've also seen the rulings that have come from the Supreme Court upholding these various programs that the government has introduced. And of course, in the Speaker's gallery will be perhaps the Chief Justice, the Deputy Chief Justice. We've seen them attend the State of the Nation address in the past. We've also seen government officials such as the Head of Public Service, Felix Kosgei. So that is what we expect in matters of appearances, but in matters what to expect specifically, our viewers should keep it TV47, because of course we're the home of untold stories to be able to further deduce and to be able to see and narrate to them and explain to them what especially this means and what is expected to happen. A point of reminder, Fred and our viewers, is that the National Police Service last night issued a statement, and if you just give me a minute, I'll be able to read that for you, where they said that the Office of the Inspector General for a statement regarding public demonstrations, where they said attention of the National Police Service is drawn to information circulating through social media of planned demonstrations on Thursday, November 21st, 2024, that is today. NPS further acknowledges the constitutional right of Kenyans to peacefully and while unarmed assemble, picket, demonstrate or present petitions to public offices. Now it further says that in exercise of this right, the law places a responsibility on organizers to notify the regulating officer commanding station OCS in writing at least 3 days but no more than 14 days in advance, specifying the details of the planned meeting. This requirement is intended to ensure that proper safety and security measures are put in place by police during public demonstrations. To date, no such requisite notification by any organizer or planner has been issued by the regulating officer as per the Public Order Act. Therefore, law-abiding Kenyans are urged to go on with their daily activities without fear, even as the National Police Service reiterates its commitment to serve and protect all persons in the country. That is the statement that came from Dr. Rezila Onyango, who is the spokesperson of the National Police Service on behalf of the Inspector General. So that is what has transpired in the last 24 hours, even as you await the President to arrive here later in the afternoon to be able to fulfill that constitutional mandate and address both houses of Parliament. We expect it to be a full house, but of course we'll be waiting to see how the quorum places itself by the members. Fred, that's what we have for now. I'll hand it back to you in studio, even as we continue to prepare to bring our viewers up to date and to bring to you wall-to-wall coverage, blow-by-blow account of events of what is happening right here at Parliament.
Thank you, George. George Maringa there, my colleague, bringing us up to speed with what's happening within the precincts of Parliament, which will be the main now center of the happenings today. That's the place where we'll have a joint sitting of both the houses, the Senate and the National Assembly.